Ian Khama, President of Botswana, then President of Botswana, declared you an illegal immigrant. He lost election, fled his country, and now lives in Hydpark. In the past, you did not have a good relationship with him. He didn't want you in that country, and for that reason, entry upon Botswana would have declared you arrested. But he lives here. He's been declared a fugitive by his country. It's not the style of the EFF and yourself, frankly, that you haven't said anything about it, or that you haven't called for South Africa to hand him over to Botswana, or that the SADC or international community be up in arms. So I'm just curious, why the silence? What do you think about Ian Khama staying in Hydpark, where I'm told you stay yourself? And shouldn't he go back to his country and face the music? Thank you.
Well, I stay in Hydpark. When you say I'm staying in Hydpark, that guy is laughing as if it's a joke. It's not a joke. I stay in Hydpark and I make no apology about it. It's not a secret. And I don't come from Sesheu. I don't come from township. My grandmother comes from a place called Disteneng. Disteneng is a town. So when we claim land in my family, we claim land in town. I don't come from a township. Where they've built town, that's where I come from. So my coming to Hydpark is coming to where my grandparents come from. I make no apology about it. So don't even laugh with me trying to think you are creating some bad image about it. And I've stayed there. For sure you were still in high school when I was staying there. It's not a secret. So Ian Khama, you know that time a lot of them declared me persona non grata. Lungu didn't want me. Ian Khama didn't want me. Muswati didn't want me, and all of that. And one day when I went to Lesotho there, that Ian Khama comes to greet me. I'm like, this guy, there's no problem. Like, and you know, you are in a foreign land, you don't want to be bringing attitude in other people's countries. I just cooperated. But he has not been an issue to us. And if indeed he's a fugitive, he has to be taken back home. But Ian Khama has never been an issue. We have never entertained him. Even when he was banning us in Botswana, we're like, what are we going to do in Botswana? To do what? To look for what? So I appreciate that information, because it means I must go and look for him now. The hunter becomes the hunted now. So I will make a follow-up with the police. He doesn't stay in just Hydpark. He stays in Saxon Hotel.
Sure.
Yeah, he stays in Saxon Hotel. I know his address, so I will ask the Minister of Police if they are looking for him. I will show them where he stays, so they can go and fetch him and send him back there. They are looking for him. So I know that, but it was one of those things where a person just gets threatened by non-existing thing. You know, I was charged by the ANC for saying Botswana has got an American base and poses a threat to South Africa. Mbalula repeated it a few days ago. Mbalula said Botswana is a threat with an American base. He's not charged. But I was charged for that. And that one didn't want me for that. Because I said we need to remove the government of Botswana through the people of Botswana and put a government that will dismantle that base, which is putting a threat on the whole of SADC. Because a research was conducted, the landing strip that is there in the army base of Botswana, they say it can land a fighter jet which can take less than 2 minutes if it wants to hit the Union building. So if America says we're fighting South Africa, it doesn't have to send anything from Washington. They are here already. And that's what Putin doesn't want in Ukraine. They want to do what they did here in Botswana, in Ukraine. We allowed it. And our position as the EFF is that that army base must be removed because it poses a threat to SADC. And he didn't want me to say, he banned me for my political opinion. I didn't say we're going to bomb Botswana or anything of that sort. But he was threatened by the honesty that we shared with people.
All right.
And people need to know that there is a base here which can flatten South Africa in less than no time if America decides to fight with us. It doesn't have to move anything from Washington. Actually, by the time we assemble, our equipment will be gone.
Final word as we close, and I want to link it to that question, migration. What I can see now that parties are lining up. If you listen to Gaten McKenzie, now the ANC has gone into NEC now to say they're changing tack on migration. If you were to govern with your views about Pan-Africanism, open borders and so on, how do you tackle the issue of migration? Briefly as we close.
What migration? Because there were no borders. Your problem is that you are saying you don't want colonialism, but you embrace the borders that were brought by colonialism here. Amen. There were no borders here. There have never been borders here. And that, is it Berlin Conference? It's not long time ago. It's traceable. The borders started then. The people will never leave their countries to your country if their economy and their government is working. Limpopo is very poor. There is no border between Gauteng and Limpopo. But Limpopo people have not left Limpopo to come to Gauteng. Yet Gauteng has got more resources. Why can't they leave Limpopo and come here? If these people wanted to come here, this fence was not going to stop them. No one wants to come here. They are coming to look for opportunities, and that's what we must encourage with all of you, especially the unemployed youth of South Africa. Let Africa be your playing ground. We were conditioned to think that we are superior and we are a country that is defined out of the continent. There are many countries in the continent that are doing so well. And they can use your skill, and they use dollars, by the way, some to pay.
Okay.
So our position didn't change.
All right.
I have no time for borders. Why? I have no time for colonialism. How do you say to me, go and change French on the passport, and then come at the same time and say, leave the borders alone, but remove French. Removing of French on the passport is part of decolonizing South Africa. So you can't speak in folk tongues. It has to be very clear. No one is going to come to our country. They don't have borders in Europe. But when it comes to us, they say, no, you must have borders. Why? The division of of Africa is what makes them thrive. They thrive on the division of the African continent. Can you imagine the minerals of DRC combined with the minerals of South Africa and with a new currency based on the minerals? What we can do to the dollar if we become a United States of Africa with our minerals alone? We can collapse the dollar. We can collapse the strong pound that is based on gold, yet they don't have a gold mine. So why do you allow such things? So my position is informed by that. And someone says, no, we won't vote you if you say such things, we won't vote for you. He's asking me to lie so that he can go around saying politicians lie. When I tell the truth, I won't vote for you. I must lie so that they can vote for me.
All right.
There were no borders, and we must all of us unite in that call. Free movements of persons, free movements of goods will make this country flourish. We will even produce our own products. One thing that you South Africans undermine yourself with is that You are the America of Africa. If you are to produce anything here, Africa will receive it with both hands. They will say, this one is from South Africa. You are known for quality, yet you still don't produce a car. Open the borders. Let the goods move. Let people move. Then produce a car that is South African and sell it to the billions of people who are out there waiting for products from South Africa.
All right.
We don't produce anything, yet we've got market.